I started recording.
I'm sure you might know.
So evaluating limits. There are only three ways I will evaluate limit: by graph. Okay. By table. And by function, aka algebraically. Pretty much. And then the graphing in the table, especially the table, is super easy. So the only thing that I would say requires work is the algebraic aspect of canceling things.
But we're not gonna, if we can't use calculators, so we're not gonna get those like.
It won't get too crazy. I'm limited in
You
how.
physically can't do the thing where you have to like plug in 3.99 and 4.001.
So you're going to see how I'm going to show you the questions in this
Or
part.
you're gonna give us the graph, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so can you give us like models of each?
Sure. What I'm going to need to do is a 5x5. Hold up.
Like math wide.
This is a recorded text.
All right.
It's a good lesson. So excited.
So we're going to do by graph, by table, and by function. Okay. The graphs are going to kind of similarly look like those worksheets I gave you yesterday. Okay. Some of them will. Some of them would look like a standard graph. All right. So first, let's cover graphing. Okay. Or by graph. Okay. Let's just copy this one. So I just copied one. All right. So first, let's do this one.
It's like a packet you did yesterday.
Kind of, yeah. So let's find the limit as x approaches 2 from the positive. The limit as x approaches 2 from the negative. The limit as x approaches 2 overall.
Is that on me?
And an f of 2. I'll talk about it. I'll color code this red, green, blue, purple. Okay. So for this one, the limit as x approaches 2 from the positive side. So I have to go from the positive infinity, which is from the right, trace my line, you just use your finger in this case, until I get to x to 2. From there, I look at the y value. What does the y value look like it would be as I go that way? 3. So for my answer here, it would be 3. When it's x to the negative 2, in this case, I'm going from the left to the right. Positive, my bad. Positive 2 from the negative infinity. So I trace my finger from the negative infinity until I get up to 2. Look how close I get. What does it look like it will land at? 3. The y value is 3. Okay. Now, for the limit overall, they have to be pointing at the same place. Since they both point at 3, then it's going to be 3. If these two numbers don't match, that means you don't have an overall limit.
And then it would be
What if like really close though? Like,
It would be D and N. D, N, E, and we'll talk about
What if
that.
it's
Does
like-
not exist.
what if like 4.001 and 3.999?
The limit would be approaching to what in that case?
3.
4 in that
4.
case, right? Yeah, 4. So
So even it doesn't have to be like exact same.
of course not, because remember, you're only approaching it. You never actually get there.
So what's like where's the cutoff of like how far away it could be?
Mm,
It would be on different
for the graph, I'll show you one where it doesn't. That's clear, and then one that's like close, I guess. Let's see. But here, oh wait, on a graph though, you're saying, or on a table? On a graph, it should look clear. On the graph, it should be clear. Now, f of 2. So where's the actual black dot or the black line exist on 2? Happens to be on 3. Okay. So this one is a straightforward one. They all match. Most of the time, for most of your functions that you will ever deal with, they'll match, so it's fine. But sometimes they don't match.
How much are you gonna put one that?
Yeah,
If you back a second. Click is not just like.
yeah, it's just 3 is all. How do you not grab? I'm not moving on. It's a little sine wave. Limit as x approaches -1 from the negative side. Did I do negative first or positive first? I did positive first, so for the positive side. The limit as x approaches -1 on the negative side. The limit as x approaches -1 overall, and f of -1.
Is the first one plus?
Yes, a plus. I'll try to be consistent, so it'll be plus minus overall then the point, so.
Is the arrow pointing where the direction it's going in?
Arrow, say it one more time.
The arrow, it's pointing in the direction it's traveling, right?
You're talking about the lines themselves?
Yeah.
That just represents that they go on forever.
Okay.
How you travel on it is your choice. Or not your choice, but it's based off the question. So like for the first one, I'm coming from positive infinity towards -1. So I trace my finger on that. So what y value do I approach as I go from here? -1. So my y value is -1 in that case. The y value.
Which X is it?
Now, -1 for the negative. So -1 going from the negative infinity, coming from the left. What does it look like I'm approaching there? 3. So in this case, do these two match? No, because they don't match, it does not exist. The limit doesn't exist would be better, but if you wrote no limit, that'd be fine. I would still give you credit, but then I'll decide, you know. And then over here, the last one, f of -1. So where does the line actually exist on -1? Here, where the coordinate point is, which is 1.
Wait, why did I?
What?
Above.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I say no limit?
Yeah, you can write no limit. I'm not gonna be sad. I'll just sigh. Like, I said don't know, please. It's not upset. It's just like the temporary.
No point taken.
Excel.
It's
You're not
Wednesday.
upset.
It is Wednesday.
But no point taken off for letting go.
No,
So just dislike.
How do you remember when
Yeah.
to wear that's fine?
when it's Wednesday,
No, but how do you know it's Wednesday when you first wake up? But I always forget.
I forgot what Monday was.
I always prepare my clothes. You don't prepare your clothes the day
What's-
before.
What's
I was
Monday?
and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna sleep.
I
I
used
like,
to,
I
but
do
it's
it
Monday
Monday
again?
before.
Monday's dress your best Monday.
Okay, so is your closet like your best? And then purple, and then pink, and then Thursday's chill? That's why I don't.
Thursday's free space.
Oh, Thursdays and then Fridays chill.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just in or that order. And then-
No, it's not in that order. It's actually in order from lefty to loosey to righty tighty.
What's the weekend? Yeah, what's Sunday?
Oh, that's like wild. You can't go anywhere. It just yeah, whatever you wear. You know? All right.
What do you wear on Sundays?
I don't have a days for Sundays.
You
I
have like
should
a
get
favorite
one
on
Saturday.
Saturday? Schedule some.
Oh wait, give me a second.
I feel like it's the type.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
know.
that's- most people have-
I don't actually wear pajamas though.
Some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah.
Better things. Yeah. This, by the way, is 1 over x squared. Okay. You don't need to know that, but this is
That's what
1
I
over
just
x
want
squared.
somebody to know.
You know, you got, you know?
Uh-huh.
No, but I'm saying some people do. What? Yeah.
I don't know.
X to the infinity.
I can't.
Okay.
It doesn't actually touch zero.
No,
Ah,
it curves before it gets to zero.
So true.
So let's look at the first. Well, let me let you guys write it down for a second, but. So for the first one, we're going from positive infinity towards zero. Now we have the problem, we all curve up to positive infinity, right? So it just curves up and it looks like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger with nothing restricting it. With that in mind,
Oh, infinity.
what is my limit?
Infinity.
Infinity. Now, some of you might think, I thought infinity is a concept, like we can't actually do math with infinity. Remember, I'm not actually getting to infinity. It's impossible to get infinity, but I'm getting close to infinity or I'm approaching infinity.
So it's negative.
Wait, the limit is
it's
where
regular
infinity,
infinity
that,
too.
Yes, the limit is infinity.
It's not that
So
that feels
So
like
there is
that
a-
shouldn't be a sentence.
Now, the other way,
It's called oxymoron.
Yeah.
You're to the moron.
It's also infinite.
this one also is going up and up. And this one is going to also be infinity.
You're bad at telling jokes.
Isn't it just-
Because the limits are the same,
If yours says you're bad at telling jokes, that means you're bad at telling jokes.
Yeah.
guys. Now, f of 0. On the graph, you can't see it. Let's just plug it into the equation. 1 over 0 would be, does not exist or undefined. So technically you should write
What if I
undefined.
write undefined for where I should write DNE and DNE for where I should write undefined?
You know what? I'll take a point off for that. But then at that point, then the safest thing to write is no.
Why is
No,
that?
I'm gonna say the right answer now, and then on the test, like,
Was there an equation
gonna
for
write
last
it
one?
Oops.
You wrote-
Why is
I
it
think you wrote undefined.
For the last one?
You wrote-
Yeah.
Why is it undefined?
What's 1 over x squared?
No, for the last
What's up?
one, why is it undefined?
That's the actual equation for this graph.
Okay, what's the problem? I don't know.
All right.
Was there an equation for the last problem?
What's up?
Is this the only one of
Are you gonna give?
There's
us-
only one with the equation,
This one?
just to help us find f of 0 because it's not on the graph.
Give us the equation.
For something like this, yeah. For this, this would be like a piecewise function, so there's no point in giving that to you. We're gonna do one more graphing.
No, I'm not the word, not the teacher.
Graph.
What's the show? Like literally.
Exactly what she said.
Yeah.
I could actually give you the function for this.
is blessing Hashem, right?
1 over
Literally
x
roughly.
plus 2 plus 1.
You can't tell that like.
What are you blessing him for?
It's like,
Life in general.
We asked
What would you be blessing for?
Where is that line?
It's almost
like
like
jokes
jokes
for
for
Hashem,
Hashem,
like,
Like, I love how-
These dotted lines will be in, it's like an asymptote. What's up?
So it's in
No,
between
but
those?
for
Yes.
you say when you know what's in his backpack, so why would you bless Hashem with that?
That's not true.
no.
Now purposely, this -2
Oh,
is,
Say
I didn't feel
Baruch
that.
Hashem, like, I'm literally like, yeah, that's almost like saying thank you, that you don't say that when you don't want something bad to happen.
Positive negative, like from the positive
So
side.
what's that called when you're
yes.
like the knock on wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leah and Hara.
Wait, no, I love.
What does that mean? Without iron horror.
It's like bad, like,
Inclination.
yeah, that's, I was gonna say like, yeah.
It's superstitious. It's superstitious.
Isn't iron horror like the eye?
Superstitious.
Technically, it's like an evil eye.
Yeah.
Technically, you're.
Guys, I just want.
You want what? Me too.
Oh,
And then we have
God,
the final,
that's
and I'm
okay.
crying.
Is it?
You're like one of my only two finals, and the only two finals I have are really hard.
Yeah,
Is it
history.
not?
Don't forget it.
Those are awesome ones.
Okay, from positive infinity, as I trace my line, I go up to positive infinity.
And then
Oh, that one's negative.
As I trace this line, I'm going down and down and down and down and down. So it's gonna be negative for me.
And then they don't match.
Because they don't match,
No limit.
no limit, they don't exist. And in here, this is undefined.
Can you just, dumb question, but like, can you reestablish when it's functioning? Is that the y?
How did I graph this?
Okay, wait, the y, like the f of -2, where am I looking?
Where's the point, coordinate point at -2? Is there any point on this?
Oh, on the y.
Yeah, where is it?
No.
Doesn't exist. Or undefined. Yes.
Last time we plugged it into the equation, would the equation have a real answer?
If you plug in -2 + 2, that'd be 1/0. At that point, it's undefined. So no.
But then it's +1.
Who cares? It's undefined. You can't do an undefined +1 doesn't fix it. It's so undefined.
All about history. Oh,
Mm.
say that for plus.
Good one.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to the tables, okay?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I only care about the essay copy.
I'm guessing it was a column. That's what they use.
I don't need this picture. So this is tables.
Oh, right, that was the thing. They didn't want one of the
Doing
people
great
was
society.
elected. It was like a big split and then everyone came right.
Because on the test, I won't give you a calculator. That means you don't need to fill out the tables.
Yeah.
You will just be given the table.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is be able to interpret the table. So let's say if I told you, let's do 0.1, 0.01, 0.0001, and I told you, I'm just gonna work on it. And then -0.0001, -0.01, -0.1. Oh wait, not 0.1. Oh yeah, 0.1. I'll say the equation, it would result in
42.
I'm gonna do this. 11.1, 11.01, 11.0001, and over here, 10 point, not it,
That was zero.
999.
Okay, I'm
Nine.
gonna guess the answer is in between.
It's
the
11.
one that you skipped.
And the answer is 11.
I really hope
Nine,
the
nine.
test is as easy as you're teaching it to us right now.
It's never is.
That's so untrue. My reviews are excellent. My reviews are excellent and they're recorded. So don't you dare put blasphemy on that, all right? Anyway, your answer,
Much easier than the actual test.
the answer is gonna be in between those.
How would you write out this?
How could you say that?
Oh.
Like I'd
What's the
rather
limit?
do some- like,
Oh.
word problem.
In this question, it'll be, what's the limit as x approaches 0? In this case, it's 11.
Wait, so for us to write the answer for it to be full credit, we just write 11?
Well, you're gonna have this part, so yeah, you just write 11.
Beautiful.
Now, I don't really know how to mix up the tables this much. You're gonna get like 2 questions. They should be 3 points. If you mess up the tables, that's your fault. Yeah, exactly.
How much should I round? Because like, let's say the answer is like 0.253, 0.253.
Like I feel like I could take this test right
Like,
now.
whatever, you know,
Do it, you want.
Do
Like,
it.
what am I
Do
gonna
it.
do?
Do it.
I mean, it should be the logical sense. Here, it should be logically 11, right? Because you could go, oh, it's actually 11.0005. It's in between these two. Like, you don't want to do it like that.
You don't even know that.
Even if it's negative, it's still the negative answer.
What's up?
Even if it's negative, it's still the negative answer, right?
Yeah, it could be a negative answer. Yeah. All right, that's tables. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Be able to read a table reasonably. So the limit as x approaches 3 for 2x minus 5. This is algebraic substitution.
I mean, yeah, one.
Now, when you have a limit, you could just plug it in, see if it works. 2 times 3 minus 5, 6 minus 5, 1. So this is 1.
Oh, he did go through.
He's the only one who knows.
No, that's
not
George.
true.
That's
George
George.
McGovern? No.
Ford
He was
was
awesome.
was not-
Are you telling me the guy's name was McGovern?
George McGovern.
And you lost?
And Ford
Ugly.
didn't have to go through.
This is law.
Yeah.
If it would be.
And Ford was the only one who
Fine.
became actual president.
The
He did-
basic-
On the test, I give you the chart. You never make the chart. You don't need to make the chart for this, no. You don't have the calculator, so it's unreasonable of me to, other than something as simple as this, it'd be unreasonable of me to make you go 0.001.
He just was,
So you'll be given the table when you needed a table.
he didn't need anyone to vote him into the cabinet. Anger? No.
Anger. You and you.
Oh, yeah.
Angus with Ford, and then Ford became president once Nixon was.
Agnes Spiro.
Agnes. Agnes.
No, Agnes. His last name is Agnes.
Spiro.
Spiro Agnes.
Oh, I thought yeah, he was the engineer. He was
Yeah.
the,
And then-
he.
And then he was.
All right.
Is that supposed to be?
So in this case, if we plug it in straight away, we'll get 0/0, which is a problem. So we don't want that. So then we're gonna see if we can simplify.
Every time.
It's squares. Yeah.
Is that not true?
Exponential.
He literally always figures us his exact equation.
It's X plus thirty.
But it comes off.
It's
Oh,
six. Six.
So once you cross it out, the limit
Yeah.
as x approaches 3, x plus 3,
Can you give us practice on that? Like harder?
That was this time.
3 plus 3, which is 6.
Okay.
I think so.
Did someone forge all that math?
It's in one.
He
would not.
says go in photo map.
Yes.
Mr. Paul, do we need
I don't want to fill it in though, that's so much.
What's up?
work.
Do we need to do the math homework?
Yeah.
These practice.
What?
I'd rather do these practice than like.
Great, do the math homework too.
I have a question. Can you, since the first project is Monday, what's the test Thursday, can you make the homework due like Thursday night?
It's always due Thursday night. It's literally always,
They honestly do.
it's due when I grade it.
You would start.
I always
Yeah.
do it after this.
See, like, it's our last
Same,
homework.
yeah, same.
Your last homework shouldn't have been graded. Your last test homework shouldn't have been graded.
Yeah.
All right, that's the basic concept of the test. There's only 3 ways I could test you on this.
You did it.
I didn't get a grade, I didn't get the grade
That was
back.
so easy.